So for those of you wondering about the Neo Zeong, here is how much of it I've built so far, and this thing is huge! Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla review, and today I'm taking a look at the RX-9C Narrative Gundam C-Packs. Of course, I've already taken a look once before at the A-Packs. If you want to check that out, feel free. And once again, this video would not be possible without those awesome people over at HobbyLink Japan, so if you want a Narrative Gundam of your own, then check out that link down there in the description. But anyway, on to the review. So first off, there is an overview of absolutely everything that comes in the box. That is the Gundam itself, an extra hand, as well as that beam rifle, 2 beam sabers, and the shield. I asked you guys, let me know what you want to know about this kit in the unboxing, and one of the biggest questions you asked is, can you build the standard Narrative Gundam that came in the A-Packs with this kit? And sadly, the answer is no. The reason for that is all these new Psycho Frame parts, all the white parts underneath them, are from a brand new runner, which allows them to be attached, and the original runner that came with the A-Packs, which was different, is not included. So that means, potentially, when the B-Packs comes out, the premium Bandai B-Packs, another question you guys asked, more than likely that will not be able to be used with this kit, but then again, I don't know yet, but hopefully I will be reviewing that and we'll find out then. Just in case you are curious, we do get a lot of the leftover parts from the feet, backpack, thighs, forearms, and some parts from the chest and shoulders, but once again, this is not enough stuff to build the standard version, or should I say, the earlier version of the Narrative Gundam that came with the A-Packs. But anyway, this is what the actual Narrative Gundam C-Packs looks like once you snip it all out and snap it together. And I will mention that this is done with absolutely no cleanup, but I did use the God Hand Nipper while making this. A review of that will be coming up very, very soon. And like I mentioned, this hasn't been cleaned up, so look yourself and you can judge yourself how good the nipper is. I'm going to use it a lot more and a lot more stuff, including the Neo Zeong, so I'll do an in-depth review of that sometime soon. And just for clarification, it is the God Hand Ultimate Nipper. So there's a side-by-side comparison of the A-Packs and the C-Packs, and for the most part they are very, very similar, and the biggest obvious difference is that unicorn style Psycho Frame all over it, but instead of being inside like with the unicorn, it's on the outside as an armor. Personally, I think it looks very, very nice. It definitely makes the kit look a lot bulkier, a lot stronger. But once again, there they are side by side. I still would like to see what a complete version of the Narrative Gundam would look like, as in with standard Gundam white armor. I think that would look pretty cool. I don't care what sort of excuse Bandai uses to do that, whether it's build fighters, build divers, or something like that, or even a just complete version, but I want to see that. As well as a master grade, of course. Once again, just like with the A-Packs, this is an absolutely top quality high grade without a doubt. This is as good as they come. Build-wise and quality-wise, plastic-wise, everything is perfect. This is up there with some of the best high grades like the Moon Gundam as well as the Atlas Gundam. As for some more of you guys' questions, no, I don't actually own a black light sadly, but here it is beside some blue LED light, which sometimes brings out some fluorescence in kits, but definitely a black light is something I need to grab. And to address one more of your questions, here is what the Narrative Gundam C-Packs looks like slotted into the A-Packs mobile armor. So there you go, that's what it looks like. So now moving on to the accessories, and here is the C-Packs with everything that it comes with. So like we've seen already, that is the beam rifle adapter, 2 beam sabers, the shield, and an extra hand. So as for the included manipulators in here, we've got a standard set of holding hands as well as 1 rifle holding hand. Speaking of the rifle, here is what the rifle looks like. For something so basic, it does look quite nice. The detailing on here is great. It's made of 3 separate parts. We've got a sticker in there for the sight, and speaking of stickers, the other ones of course are on the head cameras and eyes of the narrative itself. We have the option of green eyes like we saw before, or the red eyes that you can see right here. Like I mentioned, there is this little adapter section which can attach in under here on the rifle, attach right on here to the butt flap. Next up in here we've got 2 beam sabers. These beams are exactly the same color as the Psycho Frame because they come on the Psycho Frame runner. These also aren't flexible like your standard runners because, once again, made from the Psycho Frame runner, so they are a bit brittle feeling. Mine right here are featuring some bubbles inside. Bandai do always say that there may be some bubbles in transparent parts, so if that bothers you, they may be there. This is what they look like when held in the hands, and when not in use, pop out the beams and they pop around here on the back of the Narrative Gundam. And while I'm mentioning that, that has that real old school Gundam feel, just like Unicorn as well. And I almost forgot to mention earlier on, but those Vulcans that are on the shoulder of the Unicorn are in under what would be the rib-ish section of the Gundam. Now this right here is pretty unique. And the last up of the accessories in here, and I would say is probably the worst, looks-wise that is the shield. This doesn't do anything at all, these parts don't move, it's just two big blocks of white plastic, which is an absolute waste. They should have made this section in here grey plastic, just so it would look a little closer to color accurate. This is some old school high grade stuff right here. These missiles are also hollow, this does not look good at all. However, on the plus side, the attachment point right here, that slots onto the arm, then clips downwards for a very, very secure hold. But once again, that underside, not acceptable. So now moving on to the articulation as usual from the head down, and I can't imagine it being very different to the apex right here. So out of the way, apex, get in here, C-Pax, and here we go. So first off, the neck is in your standard polycap. This is the same plastic as the rest of the kit, something I much prefer, but we do have a ball joint up top, a ball joint down bottom, so that means we do have that giggity side to side tilt. The head will go all the way around. Inside the torso at the shoulder here, we do have that extra flip out joint, but this really isn't all that easy to do. I find it takes a lot of extra push to get that out, and it does unlock at 2 points, so it comes out quite a bit like this, which will give you that inward and outward movement to bring the arm forward, but does severely lock into place. So when it's in there, sometimes it does not want to come out, so you need to detach the upper body, get your finger in there in order to snap that out. So usually this polycap here is what gives us that forward motion, but this time around it's giving us upward motion there. So that is the arm raised all the way up. The shoulder in there is just a ball and socket, so that means we get a little bit there. So combined with that outward part and forward, the arm can cross the body quite a bit, which is nice. The shoulder in here does move freely inside of the shoulder armor, but that means the shoulder armor doesn't really have a whole lot of motion of its own. We have full rotation here, as well as a second point of full rotation down here at the forearm. Just your standard ball and socket in here at the wrist. Round on the back here, there is nothing on the backpack. While I actually have this detached, I will mention one of the worst joints in this kit is this one in here. The main reason is it's just a standard little tube section there. Just pops into this polycap right there. So it's not the most secure connection. So of course, sometimes when you're posing it and stuff, that will end up just sliding off. But once again, it's not the worst. So that is what gives you your ab crunch. So there it is all the way to the back, all the way to the front. So for a Gundam, that is very, very good. That doesn't give any side to side, but there is side to side rocking here, right there. We do then have the full rotation here at the waist. There's the front skirting armor all the way up. These can be chopped apart, as you can see right here, so they can move individually, but I don't recommend this. It's made them really loose and a bit impotent right here on this version, so I just left them attached here, but it does have that possible modification of separating the two. Side skirt moves up and down. Basic butt flap back here doesn't do anything. We do see some psycho frame in there, which is cool. They don't move though. However, I want to see a transforming master grade of this. Definitely want to see that. Inside the waist unit here, we do have another joint which allows the legs to move up and down. I'll just pop this leg off so you can see. There is that joint which allows that to move down and up. So up is more natural for standing poses. Bringing that down then, of course, it'd be better for kicking up the leg, for the splits, etc. So that is a handy little joint. And speaking of which, there is the kick all the way up to the front. Let that swing out a little bit more. That is all you're going to get. So pretty much parallel to the ground. Out to the back, a little bit blocked there by the non-moving butt flap. As for the splits then, let's see. We pretty much get the entire full splits there. Nice. Full rotation at the upper leg. As for the bend at the knee, you couldn't really ask for much more than that. So that's double jointed down here and up here. Very nice bend. These little sections around the back open out ever so slightly like so. And finally then down here at the ankle, the armor can move ever so slightly up and down like this. A bit of a pivot. And at the ankle, we've got two joints in here. One which allows it all to move forward and back. And a second one here, which is a ball and socket in a pivoting polycap. So all in all, what you're going to get out of that, there it is all the way to the back. That is insane. All the way to the front, not as much. There it is outwards, and there it is inwards. So all in all, that is very, very nice. There is nothing though at the foot, so this doesn't move at all. No toes up, no toes down. So all in all, the build and the articulation on the Narrative Gundam is pretty damn awesome. So that right there is the review for the Narrative Gundam C-Packs, and all I can say is the Narrative Gundam C-Packs, and same with the mecha that came with the A-Packs, these are 1/44th scale Gundam kits that go above and beyond standard high-grade quality, and without a doubt this right here is gold tier. But I will mention I do feel these kits, once again, the C-Packs right here, and the Gundam that came in the A-Packs box, flirt with absolute Gundarium perfection. They get so close, but the kits themselves kind of let them down. For example, the A-Packs mobile armor in the box with the original release of the Gundam is not the same quality. The A-Packs unit is not of the same top tier quality as the Gundam itself. And I do feel that the Psycho frame in here, as well as the shield and the accessories to a degree, are still not up to the baseline quality of the Gundam wearing them. I feel there is an absolutely and utterly perfect high grade hidden inside of these that is Atlas and Moon Gundam level. It's just that what Bandai's doing with these boxes and the way that they're releasing them isn't bringing that out. What I'm hoping for some reason or another, that we will see a perfect Narrative Gundam. A high-grade perfect Narrative Gundam at some point in the future. That's what this thing right here would look like if it was fully armored up, not a prototype, but finished. Because at the end of the day, even though these things look awesome, it is part of their shtick that they're unfinished. So it's got those bare arms, bare upper legs, bare ankle armor, all that sort of stuff that would look so damn savage if this was a finished unit. That's what I want to see. I don't care what the reason for is, I want them to make that kit. But anyway, this one right here still is awesome. Without a doubt, utterly awesome. Just not as awesome as it could be. If you do want one of your own, there's a link down there in the description. You can get yours at HobbyLink Japan. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and I'll see you next time.